What's going on, everybody? It's your host, Dr. Splash, and this is one of those battles where historically it's incredible, right? Like, it's one of the most historically disputed battles among comic fans, especially for the street tier, quote, street tier era, right? I love this battle, and I now have a pretty firm opinion on it. Realize I never really weighed in on it, so I'm going to do so now. This is my take on Winter Soldier versus Red Hood, and who I believe would win. If you love content like this, smash the like button. Let's go for 300 plus likes. That would be absolutely amazing. Check out my Discord and subscribe if you haven't already. Join the Yancey Street Gang. I will say this, I'm attempting multiple uploads today. Let me know how you feel about it once I do so. I can always upload battles. I can always upload rants, stuff like that. I just upgraded my software, so let me know what you think of the multiple uploads and if it's cool. Back on topic. First up, let's discuss the narrative of this, right? Like, narratively, how I see this playing out, because I think this is kind of a concrete battle once you look at it from all standpoints. Narratively, and what I mean by that is, who is narratively more significant or superior? Who do I feel most writers would write a certain character to win? This is not the classic power scaling sense, but more so just narratively how they're written, who I think would win in this matchup. If we're being honest, narratively, how they're being treated, Red Hood is maybe third or fourth among the Robins right now. I hate to say that, but Damian, well, some people dispute Damian, but Damian should be above him. Nightwing's definitely above him. I would argue Tim Drake is, and if you glaze Cassandra Cain, throw that bitch up in there, right? So we got four bitches that are arguably above the likes of Red Hood in this Robin narrative, right? He's maybe third, two on a good day, never above Nightwing. Not moving on that. So you have Red Hood, and then in that sense, narratively, he's going up against Captain America with a trigger habit. Think about that. Literally, fucking Captain America with a Punisher mentality. That's Winter Soldier. You think a secondary to tertiary Robin is going to beat that? Stop. Narratively, I think they would have Winter Soldier win. Narratively, they had us thinking that if Winter Soldier and Daredevil really threw down, Logan himself said his money is on Winter Soldier. Narratively, I just think they're giving it to Hood Rat Captain America. That's the way it would lean. So narratively, we go Winter Soldier. Let's move into the scaling fun, right? Let's look at the physicality. Now, the physicality of Winter Soldier is disputed in the sense of, is he juiced up? Is he not? Yes and no. So initially, he did not have the serum. He was just a tough motherfucker, as tough as it gets, right? Which doesn't matter because Marvel humans are the toughest sons of bitches in creation. But he was just peaked that, right? But eventually he does get taken out, and they use the Infinity Formula, which is an enhancement. The reason I say yes and no is because, yes, eventually he does get on that needle, right? He gets the performance enhancers, the Infinity Formula. But I said no because it wasn't always the case. So at this point, yes, he does have it. He already had crazy stats before, but with the Infinity Formula, that even brings the bullshit further. This is someone that can contend with the likes of Captain America, even hurt him. He can put down a physically superior Cap or Burnside Cap. Can take on the likes of Daredevil, Wolverine. He's fought Hulk multiple times. Recently, he was capable of reacting to and leading a team to take down Fractured Sun Hulk. Dude's a freak. He was battling in the Worthy Arc or the Sin Arc against enhanced metahumans. He has consistently gone up against Captain America and Captain America Plus tiers. He's essentially undergoing the same bullshit Cap does, which we already know. Go look up my Cap content. It gets crazy. So his physical, especially enhanced by his metal arm, which can go against much higher tiers than his regular stats can compete with, he has a great case for physicality, and he's a tough motherfucker. You gotta kill him to put him down. Red Hood is just as exceptional, in my opinion, in the physicality department. This is someone who already had peak human physicality given his role as a tough guy turned Robin, right? This little fucker was stealing the wheels off the Batmobile, okay? That's how he gets down. So he's had peak training with the likes of Batman, and shameless plug, I'll be dropping Tibetan monks versus Yancey Street Gang. That was a sponsored video that's coming real soon. But back to this, right? We see the likes of Red Hood having this peak physical argument, and then he dies and gets the Lazarus Pit, which further enhances your physicality. So his physical stats got better, I would argue, borderline metahuman, which, keep in mind, that doesn't mean a strict notation. It's just more so in comparison. It's a relativity term for comic book characters, right? He's a metahuman compared to most characters, and regular humans are FTL and Marvel and DC. So just an example of that. Back on topic, he has these enhanced physicals. There's some disputed feats, like him breaking the grip of Supergirl, which I'm fine if you dispute that. But he is incredibly strong, can take beatings from a pissed off Batman. Was able to injure Batman recently when he was mind controlled. He fought Batman. Granted, he was amped, but Batman also knew he had to put him down. So Batman was definitely like swinging back. Did fairly decent and did manage to hurt him. He's a beast. Also, if he was to use venom of some nature, that would further enhance him, at least temporarily. So who do I think takes the physicality? This one, I'm okay if you call it a draw. Like in the physicality department, that's fine. I would personally lean a little bit towards Winter Soldier. I think he's just a little more consistently impressive physically. Like, the dude was fucking dancing on Gamora, right? Rocking her shit too. So it's like, okay, he's probably a little more consistently impressive, but I would understand if you're like, nah, I think it's kind of equal. Next up, we have fighting skill and experience. Now, this one's interesting because there's so many sources to pull from for both, right? Red Hood had his initial training under Batman, which includes the countless martial arts and techniques that Batman knows. He's gone on to train with other assassins throughout the world. He underwent crazy training post Lazarus Pit. He's trained with some of the best martial artists in DC Comics, stealing some of the best techniques to take others down. So I would say skill-wise, he's very unique in the sense that I actually think, despite being a Robin, despite having that skill tree connection to Batman, I think he's pretty underrated for his skills. On top of this, he obviously uses his firearms and more dangerous weapons than the other Robins, so his arsenal is a lot more lethal than most think. We then look over at what Winter Soldier brings to the table in terms of skill. He was trained to essentially be second to Captain America in the war, training in all the possible martial arts the armed forces could teach you, special forces training as well, on top of traditional martial arts that you can learn. His skill as a hunter and tracker was second to none. That's why he was second only to Cap on these missions. When he was taken in by the Russians, he was trained further in deeper techniques in the tools of trade, like assassinations and espionage. With the addition of his arm and all of its unique properties, he was able to become much more dangerous as well in things like stealth and using EMPs and all those different natures. His skill after that, too, not only did he train in basically every martial art and killing technique you could find on Earth, he's trained with cosmic techniques. He underwent essentially being a cosmic assassin in the Man on the Wall story arc. It was fucking crazy. So he's learned techniques and battle skills from literally across the universe. So who do I think takes the skill department? This is a close one again. That's why I think this is a fun battle, because it's gonna be contested. I favor Winter Soldier. I think he has a broader depth of skill. I think he's more practiced in these skills, and he's executed these skills more thoroughly and has just done it longer and still has peak conditioning and form. I think Red Hood is no pushover in the skill department. He can definitely go blow for blow with Winter Soldier. But kind of like Logan said, in the skill department and winning this fight, my money's on the kid. I got Winter Soldier. I think that skill and experience is just a little better than Red Hood. Now let's get to the weapons and loadout. This is actually where I think it's kind of not close. Now, a lot of people hype up stuff like the All Blades. Shit was sick, right? But let's leave that in 2014, okay? It's not that Red Hood's gear is trash. It's just that Winter Soldier's is much better. This is a dude that's carrying around technology these days, currently suited to stop even the likes of Fractured Sun Hulk. Temporal, spatial, manipulating devices that he has acquired in his position as a basically top assassin in the world, and this allows you to literally stop characters like Hulk. On top of this, he has gamma radiated bullets, vibranium bullets. He has his arm with built-in EMPs, blasts, and all of that. His different assortments of knives and firearms. It's just everything Red Hood he has, but he has more potent shit that he consistently uses, and he's just better with it, you know? Red Hood's used to fighting people that are holding back or not trying to kill him, and the ones that are trying to kill him usually just aren't that guy. They're not built like that, right? But anytime someone like a Batman gets serious, they belts to ass. He was like, Jason, I'm beating your ass. I just see Red Hood as someone that's very formidable in the context of this, but he's pretty much outclassed in every category. Some categories by just a narrow margin. Some, like weapons, in my opinion, much more decent margin. But overall, if you can't tell by how this video is shaping up, I favor the Winter Soldier. I think he has more skill. I think he has a slightly better physical resume. I think he has better wins. I think he has better technology. And because of that, the Winter Soldier would take down Red Hood. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Who do you lean in this battle? Let me know. And let me know what kind of classic matchups you want to see my personal take on in this day and age. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and remember, it's Yancey Street, bitches.